I'm headlining at the El Mocambo 2 weeks today. 2 short weeks. Here's how things are shaping up. I'm done writing. I literally took notes on bike rides over the last few months, and my performance is crafted. So now I plan to more or less memorize it. I just have to find a little time to do that. I've shared with Rob Pruce of Spoons and Honeymoon Suite fame the musical cues. Rob is deciding now what he'll play for those parts. Note to self, jump on a Zoom with Rob. I've locked and loaded my grand finale. Special guests are involved. No, I'm not telling you who will be jumping on stage with Rob and I for this exciting ending, but I think you're going to love it. Here's how I envision this evening at the Starlight Room at the El Mocambo going. At 7 p.m., Rob Pruce will entertain you by playing whatever the heck he wants. I hope there's some Mr. Dress Up in the mix. At 7:55 p.m., Rob Pruce will play a specific banger that he co-wrote. At the conclusion of this song, I will leap on stage, grab the mic, and I'm going to go until 9:30 p.m. That's 90 minutes. We'll see if I stick the landing. At 9:30 p.m., special guests are going to jump on stage. It's the grand finale. Tickets are now available via Eventbrite. There's a link at torontomike.com if you click Elmo Gig. And I hope to see you on May 21st at the El Mocambo. For this one time only, I swear to you, as I speak into this microphone, the morning of Thursday, May 7th, 2026, I have zero intention of ever doing anything like this again. It's kind of amazing how it happened in the first place, but that's in the one-man show. Here's an appearance I made on Humble and Fred's podcast last week, where we talked about this very event.
So before we let you go, Michael, a couple months ago we had a conversation, and Mike said, yeah, I'm going to be doing a one-man show at the El Mocambo. And I was like, wow, that's a big step. So why don't you explain it? Explain how this, I think it's a great story, actually, how this experiment, Mike's calling it a, Mike, are you calling it Mike Boone's social experiment?
No, Toronto Mike. No, I never use Mike Boone. It's Toronto Mike's social experiment.
Toronto, yes, of course. Toronto Mike's. And what is the social experiment, Toronto Mike?
Well, that's unveiled during the performance, but I will just say on May 21st, 2026, I think it's a Thursday night, I am at the El Mocambo, and just so the listeners know, it's like I got Rob Pruce from Spoons and Honeymoon Suite, so he was the Spoons guy who co-wrote Romantic Traffic. He's a keyboard guy. He's like on stage with me, so he's going to be, he's going to be playing songs at like 7 p.m. And at 8 p.m. I grab the mic for 90 minutes and I deliver this crafted one-man show, basically. And then there's a big grand finale with special guests that'll blow your mind. And this is happening. So
is there any way you can give us a hint who the special guests are that will blow our minds?
Well, I can't ruin it by giving you I can tell you offline, of course, but this is a...
Wouldn't that help sell tickets by telling people?
Well, I'd rather the surprise is more important to me than selling
I get
tickets.
it. Can you just put it in the chat here so we can all be wowed by it, or no?
As long as you don't...
yeah, we promise. No one blurt it out.
I will, but I'm not on...
Oh, yeah.
I will.
So what is a 90-minute Toronto Mike... what are you calling it?
Well, I don't know what to call it because I don't know what it is because I've never done it and I don't plan to ever do it again. Like, I swear as I speak to you, I don't have any plans to ever do this again. So it's like, I crafted, it's all authentic, like it's all real. Like I'm kind of vulnerable in this thing and I share observations and there's some humor and some heartfelt stuff and it all kind of comes together and there's some musical elements to it, which Rob Pruce will handle, not me. And I don't know, I think it's a compelling, interesting 90 minutes that I'm going to deliver, and I'm jazzed about it because it's a one-time only, lifetime thing. And
So you'll be standing there with a mic, or are you going to be behind a desk like your podcast or whatever? No, I'm serious.
Oh, no. Okay, so I'm definitely not a sitting guy. Like, I know I sit for the podcast, but I'm going to be standing with a mic and talking to the audience. There's a little crowd work, depending who I see in the crowd. I just hope I see somebody. Like, I don't want it to be an empty room, but even if there's one person there, I'm delivering the same show as if there's 100 people there. So
Dan has a question for you.
Yeah,
yes,
so
Dan.
it's called a social experiment. It's
Yes,
called,
yes, sir.
So have you been doing miniature social experiments leading up to this big social?
No, and that's part of it is, no, I'm not going to perform this anywhere until I do it at the El Mocambo. So it's like the first time this is done is going to be in front of a live audience at the Elmo.
So you're not rehearsing it or anything?
Well, I mean, when I go on bike rides, I will say it to myself.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's why I wanted to ask. Like, have you, because when we talked about it a couple months ago, I said, listen, if you need any help, I'd be happy to help you craft it in some way, and whatever advice I could offer. And you were like, no, I just want to go out there and raw dog it.
That's actually in the show. Like, I do. So you guys do make an appearance in the 90 minutes. Like, so as I reference things and observations and
but
stuff.
my question to you was, like, have you actually written it out?
Yeah. So I in Google Docs over the last few months, I've been writing parts of it and piecing it together, and now I have it crafted. So now it's literally like fine-tuning it and memorizing it.
Well, I was going to say, are you going to memorize it or take stuff up on stage?
My goal is to memorize it, and I might have like one cheat sheet with the sequencing of the parts.
I would recommend you do that.
Yeah, so I'll have that in case of emergency, because I'm worried I'll go off at a tangent and then I'll forget where to come back to. So it's like I have a little tiny cheat sheet.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, even when, a lot of comics will do that. Maybe not bring it up on stage, but I would, in your case, definitely bring it up on stage. So at least you have the idea, this is the first subject and this is the second one.
So, yeah. So this is going to be like a Billy Crystal thing. What was his 7 days, or what was it again? Where he stands up there and talks about his life.
I know what you mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, because I never saw that, but this is not based on anything I've ever seen. Like, so it may be exactly like things that exist, except that I created it from my brain, and it's, it's happening one time only. If you miss it, you miss it.
And you told me there's no free tickets.
No, it's I don't even control the ticketing. So there's a woman who paid for the Elmo. I didn't put money into this either. So a woman paid for the Elmo for me to do this. Wow. So I expect $0.00 out of this. Like, I don't expect any money out of it. I didn't put any money into it. And maybe that's why I care more about the surprise than the ticket sales, Fred. Because
will you record it?
So as I speak to you at this moment, I don't plan to record it, but I feel like I'll change my mind. And not a professional recording, but I'll have somebody set up a phone and record the 90 minutes.
It'll be fun for you.
Yeah.
Well, listen, man, lots of respect to you. That's... it's not an easy thing to do. I was saying to Fred before the show, I mean, the longest I've ever done stand-up was an hour, and I've done some keynotes that are around an hour 10, and it's a lot of talking.
I know what I bit off here, and it might be more than I can chew, but that might be part of the thing, is that I choke on this thing. So, it's happening, 90 minutes, and I got to stick the landing. There's a Howard story in this part that refers to that, and I got to just let the listeners know, if anybody listening would like to have a Thursday night on the town at the Elmo to soak this in. If you go to torontomike.com, there is a link at the top that reads Elmo Gig. Click that and buy a ticket or two and come out and see me. So I'm not alone.
You have balls the size of Oklahoma, really. Because as Howard said, that's not easy, and you're putting yourself out there, and good on you to have such an attitude.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm too stupid to realize I should.
No, you're not stupid.
Not
you
at
just
all.
got big balls.
In a way, I know what you mean. You're not stupid. It's just like, it's like the old, you don't know what you don't know. And not knowing, is going to be great for you, because I just will say one thing. I hope it goes great. I do. But if it doesn't, you're going to have to burn the clothes you're wearing. because I have bombed before, and it does something to the fabric of those clothes. That clothes, it's a certain kind of smell.
But I'm really getting an element from Mike here that he doesn't care.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's my superhuman.
Yeah.
That's my super strength, my power, if you will. I don't give a fuck.
And again, I say this with respect. I know it might be your superpower. You don't care, but in the light of the day, in the moment, your body will. Listen, Toronto mic'd, and look for Elmo gig and click on it. And as soon as you get some free tickets, Fred and I are there.
I actually don't think that's true.
Oh no, I definitely would go. I'm just not
If I
paying
gave
$60
Fred a
bucks
ticket
for
right
it.
now, would Fred be there if I coughed
When
up?
is it? I got to check my grandson's baseball schedule. Huh?
May 21st.
Mike, you know I'd be there if the tickets were
What day
free.
of the week is that?
It's a Thursday night.
Thursday night.
All
All right, we got to go.
Goodbye.
Thanks, Mike.
And here's my 5-minute speech from Cam Gordon's Track Changes book launch in Kensington Market. I'm just throwing this in the mix so it's archived for all eternity. Welcome, everybody. Good to see you. Good-looking crowd. I'm Toronto Mike, and in the 1990s, I started a personal homepage. Does anyone here remember the 1990s? Give it up for the 1990s. And then in 2002, I converted the personal homepage into a blog at torontomike.com. And then 10 years later, I launched my podcast, Toronto Mic'd. And we're pretty close to 1,900 episodes of Toronto Mic'd. Sounds like a big number as I say it out loud. But back in the heyday of blogging, I would get these emails from PR representatives. They'd send me emails. And like some of these events I took advantage of were pretty rad. Like I'd be courtside at a Raptors game thanks to Gatorade. And GM would send me on like a road trip to Quebec. But I kept getting these emails from a Cameron Gordon. And these emails would be completely ignored. And recently, Cam Gordon came over for an episode of Toronto Mike to talk about track changes. And he was kind of surprised. This is live on the mic. He's surprised I would ignore these invitations to these stylish LG phone launch events. So in real time, I opened up the email that he sent me like 20 years ago or whatever. And I saw the two words that are my kryptonite, the two words that guarantee I will not convert on your PR offer, the two words, jacket required. So let's fast forward. 2018, Cam Gordon is the Director of Communications at Twitter Canada. Does anyone here remember Twitter Canada? And Cam, again, sent me an email, but he pitched himself as a guest on Toronto Mike. And I thought it was time I unravel this mystery and explore who is this Cam Gordon fellow. So we picked a day and time in June 2018. And I liked him right away because he arrived with a Seattle Pilots t-shirt. And we had the most amazing 2.5-hour conversation. And I realized almost immediately, this guy gets it. And he introduced me to his high school buddy, Stu Stone. Is Stu here by any chance? Stu Stone.
Stu's working.
Stu. Is it a work or a shoot?
We'll never know with that.
And then in March 2020, there was a global pandemic. Does anyone here remember the global pandemic? And Cam, Stu, and I decided that we needed to do something to help the listenership through this traumatic ordeal, and we decided that every single week throughout the pandemic, we would collect, either in my backyard or virtually, and then eventually when we were allowed to be together in the basement, but we would kick out these thematic jams. We call this Pandemic Friday. One week it might be our favorite grunge songs. Another week it'd be our favorite yacht rock. It might be Canadian songs covered by non-Canadian artists. You get the idea. But we did this for, and I can't believe this number, we did this for 76 weeks. And then finally we had to end it. It was killing me, actually. And we had a farewell, a finale, live on the patio of Great Lakes Brewery in front of many of our listeners. and we finally said goodbye after 76 weeks. So I mentioned that I'm approaching 1,900 episodes of Toronto Mike, and I think at least 100 of those, remember there's 76 Pandemic Fridays, at least 100 of those include Cam Gordon. And what I like about Cam, what I admire about him is his attention to detail, his passion to, archive this important history that is quickly disappearing. Oh, there's some right back there. This man, he gets it. He's one of us. Cam Gordon tracks changes. Woo! And I love the book, Track Changes, not just chapter 11, which is my favorite chapter. I love the book. I love the man. And it's my esteemed privilege and honor to welcome to the stage Cam Gordon!
I think we're going to do like an intimate interaction. There's like stools here. Thank you so much for the intro, Mike, and thank you all for coming tonight.
See you on May 21st.
Well, all we need to do is we need to let the Rivoli know to expect Nirvana the band.
What do we do? Call the Rivoli From Now magazine? Oh, hey, it's supposed to say...
Call the Rivoli From Now magazine. We already did that. You see?
Oh, my God.
It's just a reverse.
We just got to break
You
into
just
Now
came
magazine.
up with it like as if it was nothing. You're incredible.
I thought you were going to say you're Kramer.
You're Kramer.
Actually, which one was Kramer?
I think I'm a bit more Kramer than you.
I mean in the show. Was it the Jewish woman?
The guy who came in the door. Yeah.
Jerry, I need a pickle.
You're goddamn right.